What up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Film Bros podcast. I'm your host, JP. This is my co host, Josh,
Hello.
and we're
Yeah.
back, all right, with
Yeah.
another episode.
Mm-hmm.
We got some topics to go over. We're gonna run down them for you, give you guys our opinions. You already know if there's anything that we miss on this list, we will remind you at the end, but we're telling you right now. If there's anything we missed that you want us to discuss on anything, go ahead and leave us a comment. Go ahead and DM us. And where can they do that at?
At FilmBros Podcast. That is for our YouTube, our Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to leave comments and follow us anyway, Twitter and TikTok at FilmBros Podcast.
That's it. That's where you can find us. Mm-hmm. So, go ahead and like I said, leave us comments if we missed anything. If there's anything you want us to review, go ahead and let us know. We want to hear you guys' thoughts. Correct?
Pretty much, yeah. Yes, we do.
Sound a little more sincere for the people.
We want to hear your thoughts, people.
With that, we're just gonna start diving right in. Topic number one. Number one and number two are gonna kind of mash together with this one. So Netflix has been doing a little toe dip within the box office. Okay, they've came up with an idea saying that they're gonna go ahead and try to hopefully do some theater releases for certain big movies. Netflix hasn't figured out all the legalities to it and what they need, but for the most part, this weekend, actually, in the 5-day weekend, we had the second movie, Knives Out, Glass Onion. They put it out a week before it comes out on Netflix. It's supposed to come out on Netflix, I believe, this Friday.
Yeah.
But they ran it through the cinemas and did not do a bad job. Okay, they didn't do a bad job, but they could have done better as well. I mean, they wanted to give it a little test. They wanted to test the waters, obviously.
Yeah.
So they, they did it for a week. They seen how many people were gonna go. Glass Onion is projected to make. They wound up making in the 5-day weekend about 13 million. By the end of the week run, they're projected to make 15 million.
Damn.
Now, in the first Knives Out movie, it being straight from theaters, that one made 26 million.
Damn.
Okay.
I've never seen these movies. I didn't even see the first one.
You haven't seen the first Knives Out?
No. There's no if you want to review that one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I heard it's really good.
It's amazing.
Haven't gotten around to it.
I have it on physical copy. We will watch it.
Okay then.
And we'll put a review out for you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Putting them on.
I just don't know what happened. I think the first one came out around the same time. Like, I
think
say Godzilla vs Kong came out, right?
No, before. I think it came out before. I think it's been out for a while. I forgot.
Yeah,
but it came off my radar as well, and then I wound up watching it later on when it was on DVD. But it wound up making a good amount of money. Now Netflix had purchased this IP for 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
So they made a profit off of it. Obviously, 15 mil is 15 mil off a property. They paid 4.5.
Yeah.
Production costs, I don't know, but those movies can't be expensive. They're kind of a thriller movies, very grounded. Mystery movie. So I'm pretty sure it's good. Hollywood Reporter says that they basically left tens of millions of dollars on the table because, like I said, the first movie made 26 mil. This one in the theatrical run is only going to make 15, and then it's going to go straight to Netflix. Damn. Now, I think that it's good that they're dipping their toe in, but I feel like they should have stretched out the run. I kind of feel like, I think 1 week shouldn't have been the tester. They should have done like at least 2. You've seen how much money it comes in those 2 weeks, and that would have helped out, and they would have pocketed a little bit more money. Mm-hmm. Like I said, the first movie made 26 mil when it came out originally. This one's only going to make 15, and then now Netflix. What do you think? Do you think they made the right move? Do you think, they're playing it too safe? What do you think? Think it was a smart decision?
Well, right off the bat, hearing Netflix do theatrical releases sounds like a desperate move. I think from Netflix. I think with the recent like up prices and you know um, uh, subscribers dropping and stuff, they're trying to keep afloat by doing all this, which is cool. I mean, if they get their money, whatever, however which way. I don't know how much any of the actors in this movie are cost to play, but the dude that plays James Bond sounds expensive. It's James Bond, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but that's cool. I mean, I didn't even know it was in theaters. If I'm being for real, like we were, I don't even know what we were doing this week. It was it felt like it was going by quick. But I mean, it's good that they're doing it. I feel like the test run for a week sounds about right because they did it on a week where most adults, and kids, or I guess kids and teenagers and stuff that might enjoy these movies that can go see it. Free range, no school, no nothing. And if the adults join them, well, that's whatever they do out of work. But I mean, I think it's pretty good for a solid run. You said 15 million.
Yeah, by the end of the week, it projected to make about 15.
That's a good bit for a week. You know what I mean? Especially a holiday week. So
I mean, as a holiday weekend, you would think that it would make a little bit more, but with a little bit word of mouth, and that's what I'm saying is that if, in my opinion, I mean, yeah, I think on one side, if you want to look at the glass half full, they did a good job. They played it safe. They got their outcome back. They not only made money for what they paid for, they made more than what they paid for. Um, but I believe that they could have made more money off this movie.
oh, well,
If they made 26 mil off the first movie, and if they would have at least put this movie out for 2 weeks, people were out of town for family, stuff like that. So, not a lot of people were going to be able to watch it. I mean, some people may have had the time. Some people may have not. You know what I mean? So it would have pretty divided. It was a holiday weekend.
yeah.
I think that they would have benefited off of, going a little bit more, harder in the paint and put it at least for 2 weeks. Showed how, maybe they could have put that 15 mil and made it into 20, closer to the range that the first one made. And honestly, I don't think it's a bad idea what Netflix is doing. I don't even think it's desperation. I think last year they put out like 100 movies, Netflix movies. 100.
Yeah, but not in theaters. Right?
No, not in theaters. Just on streaming. Just on streaming. What if they took 8 of those 100 that they think that is going to be like kind of like Rebel Moon? Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon, and they say, you know what, this movie, it has a high budget, it tests as well, we believe it's gonna do good. We're gonna put that on, and imagine if they put that out a month before they put it on streaming, how much money it will accumulate because people are gonna want to see it on the big screen multiple times if it's a really good movie, and then it's gonna come out on streaming. So I feel like they could benefit a little bit more by stretching it out. Like I said, maybe it was the smart play to kind of dip your toes in, but like I said, the Hollywood Reporter says tens of millions of dollars that they left on the table. They could have got a fatter check, and I kind of feel like they kind of made that mistake in that part. But glass half full, in my opinion, they played it safe, and they got a good outcome.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course it's playing it safe. They put it in a week where I think most people, because of it not being like a busy week, you know what I mean? People can actually go down and see it and stuff. Because, like, imagine if a Marvel movie had come out this week or something like that. You know what I mean? It would have stacked up. And I'm not saying this movie is anything like Marvel, but statistically wise, like, it was smart to do it. So I don't fault Netflix for doing it. Again, from my perspective, it does look kind of like a desperate move. Like I said, I don't know how well the first one did. I haven't seen it. But with Netflix dropping in subscribers and, their rates going up, this could be a way for them to be like make their ends meet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think streaming, in my opinion, I don't know if like how much money they make off streaming and streams. I know, what is it like? I think if you stream a song is probably like every time they stream it, it's like about 45 cents depending how popular the song is, and if you keep replaying it, it gets more and more. So when it comes to streaming, how much are they getting off of, from streaming? wouldn't box office makes millions of dollars. They
Yeah.
could, billions. They hit billions before.
Yeah.
So they could be making way more than what they're making on Netflix. I think that they should have done this in a while ago because there's not a lot of like Stranger Things. If they would have put the finale, the last two episodes in theaters or something, no other studio would have picked that thing up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No other studio would have picked up Stranger Things. I think that they had a good opportunity to do this for a while. Now, like I said, granted, glass half full, they're doing it now, playing it safe, playing it right. But they should went a little bit harder in the paint. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Just so they can get a little bit more cash out of it. I mean,
Yeah.
it would have gave us a chance to maybe go watch it,
Mm-hmm.
in theaters as well. We got family, got to do stuff or whatever, blah 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 blah. But I mean, in my opinion, if it's a week, two, I could wait a week, and just watch it at home on the streaming platform if I wanted to. So that's probably what people think in their minds too. I could wait a week.
Well, yeah. I mean that comes down with any movie these days. Like, if you can't catch it in theaters, it's like, oh, when's we know it's gonna end up on Disney Plus
In like about 2 months or
whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like it's those movies where you feel like, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna want to experience in theaters. But like, if you're not too much of a fan of these movies, Glass Onion or the this movie, for example, like Knives Out, you're gonna be like, I can wait. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. So like, it's a smart play to do it during the week where people have off. It's just it's weird that we do know it is gonna come out on Netflix too.
Yeah.
Because it's not like they're doing DVD releases or anything like that either. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just gonna go straight to the streaming, just like any other movie.
Yeah.
It's just Netflix owns it, so you know it's gonna be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So with that, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think Netflix made a right move? Because this next one's gonna drive you guys insane.
Okay.
So you know how I said Netflix is dipping their toes in the water,
Yeah.
trying to test it. Amazon Studios is gonna go ahead and just dive right in that
shit.
motherfucker. They are gonna go ahead, starting next year,
Mm-hmm.
and it made stock markets rise for this theaters and stuff.
Yeah.
They're gonna put 1 billion into producing movies, about 12 to 15 movies a year to put out in theaters, on top of the movies that they're gonna be putting out on streaming
Holy
themselves.
shit, man.
They could-
Invincible movie?
I mean, maybe
That sounds
put it
dope.
in theaters.
That sounds dope.
They have good. They got The Boys. I heard The Big Sick when it came out in theaters. I heard that one was really good.
Yeah.
Mrs. Marvel. They got a lot of Oscar and Emmy award winners.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
on that show, on that platform.
Mm-hmm.
So they think they have a banger. 12 or 15 movies in theaters probably seems a little ambitious. I kind of feel
A lot of them
for-
will
for
have
a-
to compete.
Yeah,
with, Marvel and all them.
exactly. And for a bill, I mean, they're still gonna, production, having to put on marketing. You got all that to deal with. I think ballpark they'll probably, in my opinion, maybe put out 4 or 5, mid-range movies, some comedy, some romance stuff like that, and maybe like 4 heavy hitters that you're gonna dump a bunch of money and it's gonna be a blockbuster, and just go from there. You know what I mean? And obviously Amazon has more money, so they're more willing to take the risk. But do you think what they're doing is good, not only for business wise, but advertising for the platform and all that,
Well, I don't know. How big can Amazon be at this point? You know what I mean? Like,
until they become the empire
well, Disney's the empire. They're gonna have to fight
to the death?
for that one because
To death.
because while we do have Amazon does have The Boys and Invincible and all those Academy Award winner shows. You know what I mean? Like, Disney still has bigger IP. So you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and that's what I mean. Like, a lot of those movies they're gonna plan to put out are gonna have to compete, with other studios. You know what I mean? Like, let's say they make that Invincible movie. It's gonna be animated. What do you call it? Sure, it's gonna be bloody and gory and stuff. But how many people are gonna really go see an animated movie like Invincible against either a Marvel movie or DC movie or a horror movie. You know what I mean?
I think they would put it and make it live action.
I don't think so. Not if it's gonna
I heard
fit with their
they were
story.
making a live action Invincible.
Oh, they are.
Yeah,
No,
and
no.
it's supposed to be completely different from the show.
That's
It's supposed to have like a different story.
you know I didn't hear about this, but
That was like a while ago. I don't know what happened
yeah,
to
no.
it, but
But you know, I mean, it sounds like a good idea, and Amazon is big enough to take the hit if the movie does fail. But again, it's a lot of like, I think in this world of cinema, it's a lot of like, let's throw something at the wall, and then if it sticks, sequel after sequel, spin-off, spin-off, spin-off. You know what I mean? So like, it's like I'm sure they can do it and like take hits as long as they don't just back out. You know what I mean?
I think what they need to do is bring some more creator driven content, and I feel like a lot of these movies would do better. Like I know they gotta obviously collaborate, cooperate, stuff like that. But I feel like any movie can be a banger with a good story behind it, right? If you can have somebody make you feel for these characters and actually get invested.
No, but yeah, that's what I mean though. It's like it's just a lot of seeing what sticks and stuff because a lot of people who's gonna again, it's a lot of like picking and choosing. Are you gonna want to see an Amazon romance comedy movie over an MCU movie? Because eventually it's gonna have to compete. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that goes for any movie. Like March, for example. You know what I mean? That month it's stacked with movies just competing. You know what I mean?
Well, like I
Imagine
said,
throwing an Amazon movie in that shit.
I feel like Prime has made a name for themselves.
Oh yeah,
And I feel like they have a lot of good content within their. I don't know if you've seen their gallery, but I've seen a few of their shows.
I've seen the Jack Reacher show.
That one's
the
good.
Boys, obviously
Yeah.
Invincible. But I haven't seen anything other than those three.
Yeah, they have a few good, like really good shows and movies on that platform. I feel that, or I believe that they have a good stable platform where a lot of people know about it. They have a good following, and I feel like them just putting it out in theaters and then just slapping Amazon Studios and putting like three of their other movies that are just gonna go straight to streaming is not only gonna work well for the box office, but for the streaming numbers when they're like, you know what, I'm gonna watch that one when it comes out on streaming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, I feel like they do have the money to take this hit.
Well, yeah. I mean, again, it's I am sure they do, but how much? Because $1 billion is a lot. You know what I mean? Then I know they could divide it up any which way, but again, think about if that one movie that they were pushing with Chris Pratt was coming out. You know what I mean?
The Tomorrow War.
Tomorrow War, and then stacking that one up against heavy hitters like an MCU movie, DC movie, whatever else. They'll struggle for sure. It's a lot of it's just a lot of throwing it at the wall, seeing what sticks.
Yeah, and it's gonna. They're obviously, how The Rock said the other day, they're babies in the box office. So then you can't compare.
Shut up.
So here, now we're hearing two different streaming approaches. So in your opinion, who do you think is playing the better game? Netflix playing it soft and taking their time, dipping their toes in first, and then trying to dive in slowly, or Bezos just putting his nutsack on the table and just diving right in. Like what that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing.
I don't know, man, because Netflix has always ever since they came out. You know what I mean? They were the ones that were like, we'll deliver DVDs straight to your house, and then oh shit, never mind that, we're streaming now. You know what I mean?
They were the pioneers.
That's right. They were the ones to do everything first, and now it seems like, while we are getting all that streaming services, that one is just the one playing catch up. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean when I say like this this platform it looks almost desperate. You know what I mean? But I'm sure this is probably a good direction for them.
I just think I don't think it's desperation. I think it's evolution. I think it's time to adapt because streaming was good for a while, right? And it wasn't until maybe the pandemic 2020 where like movies were releasing at a more rapid rate to streaming. Now we're in 2022, a couple of years later, and it's still on that trend. So a lot of people can say, well, hey, I can wait to watch this movie. I could wait, and like I said, streaming is different than box office. How many times for that one time you stream it, that movie costed what, 150 mil maybe, let's say, for a Netflix movie.
Yeah.
They're only getting for one stream maybe like $10, maybe a little bit less than that, $8 maybe. And at the box office, you're guaranteed a couple tickets. So what, $20? You're at least getting what, 15 as your cut. Because the movie theaters make more money off concessions and stuff like that. So that's why it's so expensive. So I just think, in my opinion, I just think it's evolution. I can't say that. I think for their own respective places, Netflix has money, but not as much money as Bezos. And I feel like they're playing it safe is being smart, but playing it too safe is being dumb, because that's when they're leaving money on the table when they can bring back with them. And then Bezos is just tossing money at the window. He's like, I could wipe my ass with these $1 bills. I don't give a fuck. Put them towards a movie. It'll be better.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I'm sure it'll work out great for both of them. And I gotta be real, a lot of Netflix movies are not movie theater material. If you look at it that way, you know what I mean? Because you get a few hits, like you got the zombie movies by Zack Snyder, right? I forget what they're called. The Thieves one, and then the other one he made, the first one.
Yeah.
With Dave Bautista, and then. Those could have been in theaters. I could have seen those ones doing really well. But like, no one's gonna pay money to see the Kissing Booth. You know what I mean? Or the Kissing Booth 2 or whatever else. And I think Amazon, if depending on whatever they put out, I don't know what kind of IP they own, other than the 3 that we listed before, or the 3 I listed.
Lord of the Rings now.
Oh yeah, they could do a little more Lord of the Rings. But I imagine Amazon might have a
Game of Thrones movie. People will pay money for that.
That's disgusting. No,
I don't watch it personally, but I know people who might.
Yeah, no, I know. People. But like, that's what I mean. I think Amazon might have a better chance, just because I know Netflix will have to up their game a little bit better in their movie department, just so they can meet demands. Because again, if Knives Out is as big and as good as they say, not every movie is going to be like that. You're going to get Netflix movies like The Kissing Booth. I'm sorry, that's the only one that comes to mind where I felt like people were just talking about it. It's like a romance movie. And then the other one with that Noah guy, the one that played Adam or whatever, the Adam. He was in a movie. I forget what it's called. It was something Letters to the Boys. I used to like,
Netflix,
or like that.
Like Netflix does not make good movies.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't watch them.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I mean. Like that. That's actually, I think, where he started his first like acting gig. Noah, the dude that played the Atom.
Okay.
In Black Adam.
Okay.
He's from those movies, but but that's what I mean. Like, you don't know that. You know what I mean? Like, so Netflix is
a comedy one that I would have thought would have been good for a movie theater was that The Package.
I've seen that one.
That one would have been a good movie theater comedy. I feel that one would have had people laughing in the theater, and they would have came. I probably feel like they probably would have came back to watch it again, because it was that one was actually genuinely funny. They do have a couple bangers here and there.
No, that's what I mean.
But yeah, they gotta. I think you're right. They do gotta up their game, because they're doing more quantity than quality.
Yeah, and power to Netflix, because they do give a lot of creatives the power and stuff. You get
a lot of chance. Yeah,
you can like walk up in there with a movie idea, and 9 times out of 10 you'll get it. You know what I mean?
Get this man a director's chair.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I don't know. Amazon definitely has a chance, and if Netflix wants to continue this route, they just gotta up their movie ante.
It's true. All right. But question is for y'all. Do you think Netflix is making the right choice? Do you think, Amazon Studios is making the right choice? Do you think it's an adapt or die situation? Or do you think they're getting desperate or greedy and, just trying to survive? Let us know in the comments. And, yeah, moving on to the next topic. We got Legendary Entertainment and Sony Pictures shook hands, made a distributing deal
Wow.
after Warner Brothers did them wrong back in 2020. They had to cut ties with them, and they're still gonna produce Dune with them because Legendary Entertainment made Dune, Kong versus Godzilla, Detective Pikachu, the Ilona movies, the Sherlock Holmes movies
Oh,
on Netflix.
Alona Holmes, something like that.
Yeah, those both of them. Those are on Netflix. Cause
I heard those ones are good.
yeah, I've seen the first one. The first one's good. I
Yeah.
haven't seen the second one yet. Like I said, I haven't had Netflix in a while because they just have not been wowing me. But that the first one's really good.
Mm-hmm.
So they, after Warner Brothers decided to make the move that they did and put a lot of their movies on streaming during the pandemic, kind of made Legendary Entertainment a little shaky. They feel like they could have made money off Kong versus Godzilla. Like I said, streaming is not gonna make them a lot of money.
Yeah.
The math just ain't math in there. So they got upset. They parted ways, finished Dune as their last contract. So I think that for old contract they got to follow up with Dune 2, and I think that's about it that they're doing right now. But they have that right now, and it's a multi-year deal with them. So they broke up with one company and landed another one, and I feel like Sony's a good one.
Sony is it? Yeah.
I feel like they work with their people, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that they would find a good home there.
Yeah.
They don't have bad CGI. They don't, I think seeing a Godzilla versus Kong movie coming out of Sony might be a little bit better than Warner Bros.
Maybe,
In my
yeah.
opinion, just only because of the old regime that was having it. We still haven't seen what WBD's is doing besides cutting shit and saving money. So yeah, what do you think about the merger?
I It sounds cool. I have no real big complaints about it. We it's a lot of just that's what half of these companies do. I mean, they dump them. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work out. They gotta go somewhere else to produce and make movies and stuff to keep their shit afloat. Sony is a good place. They have a bunch of IP. I mean, they own Spider-Man, so
Mm.
like I can imagine maybe better movies in their future if anything they decide to do with that. But I mean, that's cool. Good for them. No, I got no complaints. That just sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good that what do you call it? Legendary Pictures have found a new home because it's. I know that it was kind of shaky with Warner Brothers before WBD bought them out,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they probably just felt cornered and felt like they had to do something better for themselves. I think it's good, and I think that's a good. We've been seeing a lot of good little team ups happening. We got James Wan and Bloomhouse merging for that Atomic Monster thing.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like they're getting into relationships, bro.
Yeah.
They're getting out of their toxic relationships and they're getting into better ones. That's all I
Yeah.
gotta say. That's all I gotta say about that.
I mean, yeah,
But
and like I think this one will benefit them. We just have to wait and see
yeah,
what they come up with. But that sounds cool. They sound pretty cool together, I guess.
yeah. So with that, let's move on to the next topic. We got, my boy Puss in Boots, okay, Antonio
Puss in Boots.
Banderas.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming through. He's promoting his movie. He went ahead, and this I just wanted to touch on this topic because it seems like a lot of people like to throw his name out, and he's been coming out in a lot of movies. So Antonio Banderas basically said that he would like to come back to do a Zorro movie if he comes back in order to pass the torch on to somebody else. Like kind of like what Anthony Hopkins did back in The Mask of Zorro in '98.
Mm-hmm.
The name that he threw out was Tom Holland. Hear me out. So he said in the interview, they worked together before on Uncharted.
Yeah.
That he had a lot of charisma, a lot of physicality, a lot of the physicality working that Zorro does that Tom Holland could bring to life. He's very energetic, and he had nothing but good things to say. Seems like a lot of people want Tom Holland to do all kinds of things. Reverting back and I'm just gonna be blunt about it. Going back to a white guy for Zorro when he's clearly supposed to be Latin or Latino. I know Anthony Hopkins did it for a while, and that's fine. Back in the day, we can't change what happened already.
Yeah, yeah.
But for them to swap back and want to pick up Tom Holland for it, I wouldn't see it. I just don't see why they like to, or at least fans like to put Tom Holland as their pick. What do you think?
I don't know, man. It happens a lot with these actors, man. Like, it's unfortunate because it's mostly they're predominantly white actors, in these things. Tom Holland is very known. He's Spider-Man and whatever else, he's been getting traction recently. He's kind of like The Rock back in what 2017. He was in like 8 different projects in that year. He was in like Jumanji, and then he had that gorilla movie, and then he was in the one with that LA movie where the border was
Playing the same character in a
Yeah.
different movie
yeah
every single time.
He was in Baywatch at the time, and
Baywatch.
he was dominating the box office because he was in all those roles. And that's what they're doing with Tom Holland, just exhausting him at this point because I don't see it. That sounds dumb to me. I don't think that should have happened at all. Stop giving these
Putting Tom Holland as Nathan Drake was just a big no for me.
Yeah, stop giving this man roles that
he's not old enough for.
I guess, yeah.
I think that's the problem. I think Tom Holland's just not old enough. It's not really, because of his ethnicity. For Zorro itself, yes, I think Zorro should be played by a Latino, Latin American kind of guy.
Yeah.
But either which way, in Uncharted, he was too young. Spider-Man, I get that he's supposed to be a teenager, but he still kind of looks young. He's gonna be in college pretty soon. He's gonna have to grow up, look a little bit older sometime.
Yeah.
I just feel like he just looks like a kid, and it's hard to take him seriously in certain roles. I know that he did a movie on Apple TV that I seen by the Russo brothers. I just couldn't take it seriously. I know it got bombed by reviews, by the critics. So it's Tom Holland for me. I just don't understand why they put his name. I like him as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But I don't think that he's for every single role, and I think fans need to really stop. I think y'all need to stop it. Pick somebody else, okay?
Yeah,
Pick somebody else. That's all I gotta say.
There's a lot of actors out there that can take Zorro's spot if they decide to do that little thing that he wants. Like there's no way to make him a white guy. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. I wouldn't want to see it, and any fans of Zorro that are also Mexican.
The kid that's gonna play Blue Beetle
will be like, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, the kid that's gonna play Blue Beetle would make a good Zorro.
He's I like that he's getting his
flowers,
his traction, yeah, because you haven't seen it yet, but you still have to watch Cobra Kai.
I heard he's really good in there.
He is really good. He's really good in that one, and I'm pretty sure it's that role that got him to be in Blue Beetle the way he is. And like I can't wait to see that one either. But I can see that, again, these movies are propelling him into that direction. So like, hopefully he does get the traction he needs, but he doesn't end up like The Rock or Tom Holland where he's in everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he looks like he would be a little bit more suited to fit more roles, in my opinion. Tom Holland, he's good to fit certain roles, but he's not very kind of like Henry Cavill. He can play all kinds of roles, I feel. Even though he's muscular and all that stuff, he can, play the dad, do all that stuff if he wanted to. There's a lot of people that are versatile, and I think Holland's young look is what's holding him back as of right now, and you can't really take him seriously as like somebody older, wiser as of right now. And Zorro, for example, because we're on that topic, he needs to be older, wiser, learn a little bit more. But I think Tom Holland's a good actor, just not for that.
It wouldn't suit him well, and I couldn't imagine the backlash he'd get from even stepping into a role like that. To be honest. Yeah,
but what do you guys think? Do you think Tom Holland would be a good pick? I mean, Antonio Banderas said so.
What does he know? No, he plays an animated cat in boots.
So go ahead and let us know in the comments below. Want to hear your guys' thoughts. moving on to the next topic. So, Wakanda Forever is killing it in the box office right now.
Damn.
A lot of questions and interviews are happening as of right now as well. Namor got popped up, and they asked him, is the show coming up or anything like that? And they basically said their hands are tied because Namor still belongs to Universal for the next couple of years.
That's crazy.
And, they can renew and renew. Sounds like a Hulk situation that's going on here, just with Namor. Kind of sucks. It would have been cool to do a little bit deeper dive because I feel like Talokan, right, the city, I feel like it would have been cool to explore. They could put them in an ensemble film, that's for sure, if they wanted to, kind of like how they did with Black Panther, put him as a side character. But it would have been cool to have him a little bit more front and center and have that, not only this different anti-hero, I don't know what he's supposed to be, but flesh him out a little bit more that they couldn't do in Wakanda Forever because it was more focused on T'Challa and his passing and Shuri and all them. But what do you think? You think that we're missing out on a Namor? You think we had enough? Is it? Do you think Universal is ever going to give up the rights?
Universal needs to quit this fucking game. No, I can't even speak on it. It's crazy because it's the same problem we have with Hulk, and I don't really like MCU's Hulk. I like Norton's Hulk, and I know he's part of the MCU, and I know they're trying to gaslight us into thinking it was Ruffalo the whole time. It wasn't. It was not. It wasn't. But
I only saw Ruffalo.
Nah, that's disgusting. But I just think they should just, because we're not hearing anything from their end. They should just stop playing around and be like, here you go. You know what I mean? Because it's not like they're doing anything. We're not getting a Hulk and Namor crossover movie. Like they should just hand them over. Like, and I know they can lose them in 2 years or whatever, something like that. If they don't make a movie, but what are they gonna do? That they're gonna make a movie to be petty? That sounds fucking ridiculous.
I don't think they have. I think they have distribution rights. I think that's the problem. I think if they make a movie, the people that are going to distribute it and make money is going to be Universal. So I don't think it's we can't have them in this movie. It's that if they put them in a solo movie, Universal slaps their name on it and says, this is our movie and we're going to give it out to the people and we get our cut of the pie. I think that's what the issue is. And I think you're right. I think they should just sell them. But at the same time, what if Marvel gets desperate enough and they're just like, hey, we'll just pay you the distribution and stuff.
That's what they did with Spider-Man.
They get a little pocket. I mean, but that Sony and, in my opinion, that Sony and Marvel thing that happened, it was kind of like a, how does it say, a fluke. I kind of feel like it's something that happened, but it was something that's not going to happen again. I feel like if this Spidey and MCU deal ever falls through, they will never work together again at all. To be honest, I think Marvel's actually taking a bigger hit than Sony. They're taking a bigger cut of the pie, while Marvel's just wanting to do it for the fans, which is good. And I like that Disney's doing that. It's really good, Disney. Good job. But I think Sony should just give it up too and just give up the rights. But they're never gonna do that because Spider-Man's a character that everybody's gonna love and they're gonna want to buy. Universal put out one Hulk movie. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people did like it. Got too many mixed reviews. They never made another Hulk movie again. So to me, I just think that they should just, at least in Universal's case, just give up the rights. Just give them back. Yeah. Or have them pay them out $50 million for the Hulk and Namor. We'll give you a discount, or $100 million. I'm pretty sure Disney will pay.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess in the long run, they get a little pocket of change still, right?
Yeah. I don't know. They should just give it up, or Universal should man the fuck up and just be like, we're making a movie, just to be petty. You know what I mean? They could totally do that. That I don't know if movie studios get petty like that, but I mean,
imagine I'm gonna make a Hulk movie.
They'd be like, well, fuck you, Marvel. Like,
we're bringing back Edward Norton.
I'm making both of them. Like you know what I mean? like they should just stop fucking around and hand them over. And I know you can't say the same for Sony because Spider-Man is big and that's probably a whole chunk of their shit gone, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's like cleaning them out almost.
Yeah, Loki.
So even though we know Sony isn't doing too much with them other than like Venom and their solo villain movies and shit, but like Universal
With no Spider-Man.
Universal should just hand them over because I would rather see that Namor again than another like I guess solo villain Sony movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully, they get tired of holding these rights just for ransom and just be like, you know what, we're gonna set them free now.
Yeah,
you take them back.
Yeah, no.
I know. Marvel was struggling when they sold them. You know, they're not struggling anymore. Disney's taking care of the bills. All right,
they can reunite that shit.
Sit down, Papa. Disney got the bills, so you know Marvel's doing what they can.
Yeah.
So hopefully maybe the rights come back. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Universal's ever gonna loosen up the grip and let the characters go, or are we gonna have to share them like co-parenting with the deadbeat dad that doesn't want to? It's like, oh, I love my kid, but doesn't come pick him up.
No, that shit's tough, man.
But still on the topic of Disney, this weekend a new Disney movie came out, flopped hard.
Oh, is this the one they put straight to streaming?
No, it's called Strange World.
That's why
theaters.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
I could have sworn that one just went straight
to
streaming.
They did not put it in streaming. They put it in the movie theater for the 5-day weekend. Glass Onion made more money than this movie. Black Panther made Friendly Fire. Black Panther made more money than this movie.
I think this one suffered marketing issues. If I heard correctly, what you call it, the main character in this one is like gay or something like that, and so they didn't push this movie out too hard. Probably because of that, Disney is like, the gays, or you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I don't think this one had too much marketing. Like, I didn't see anything for this one.
I seen trailers. They were lackluster. I even if it was straight to streaming, it wouldn't have been a movie that that would have appealed to me. It didn't look good. Like, Onward looked good when they put out that one. That Turning Red one looked pretty decent too. This one didn't really, it didn't hit the spots like it was supposed to. So unfortunately, it's projected to lose about $100 million.
Damn.
In profits.
What the fuck? What the fuck happened?
I mean, they got a Rotten Tomatoes score of a 74%, an audience score 64% at the time of recording this. So I mean,
I don't think that's just going up.
It's not. It's not bad. It's not bad, but you can tell that there's it's not as great as certain Disney movies. But yeah, they're gonna be taking a hit on this one. What do you think Disney movies are losing their touch? I know Buzz Lightyear didn't do too well either. When that one came out, a lot of people were saying because, how you put it, of the gays. There was one kiss in that movie. There was one kiss between two women. And it was like for 2 seconds, and people did not like that. It turned them off completely. Made zero sense to me. You know what? I actually liked Buzz Lightyear because I kind of felt like that it was subtle. They didn't force it in your face. They weren't like, oh, they love each other. Look at these people. You know what I mean? Like, they just were like two people. They grew old together. Had a kid. Stuff like that. Kept going. I don't know how this movie did. I'll probably just check it out when it comes to streaming. Whenever it does, it probably sounds like it's going to come sooner than later now. But yeah, Disney's taking a beating, bro.
I don't know. I don't think it's Disney movies coming to coming like bad. It's just people aren't getting with the times. You know what I mean? Like how do I say this shit? Like, it's a lot of like, oh, we don't want to see that. You know what I mean? Like, don't show our kids that. But like, you know what I mean? It's a lot of where Disney is in itself trying to move forward. It's been a victim of this whole thing where like, we don't think
They're trying to indoctrinate your children. That's what people say.
Yeah, what do you call it? But I guess people don't want that. Whatever the fuck that means. like, I don't know because I'm pretty sure if you were to show, I don't know, if
Okay,
you show a kid,
to touch on it just a little bit.
okay,
All right, I don't want to get controversial about this because I don't agree with everything that they're saying. I do agree with some points, not everything. What they're saying that they're doctrinating our children is because Disney is making a lot of quote unquote woke movies. A lot of lesbians, a lot of uh, gay men are popping out more. And they think those little subtle ones are this big thing that is going to change kids. Now I get when they're young, they're impressionable, stuff like that, but I think people take it to another level, and a movie's just a movie, and if it relates to your children in a certain way, maybe that's a sign for something. But I can kind of see the points. I kind of can't, but that's what basically they're
that
saying with the doctrinating,
and
and that's a problem. Yeah,
if
with box office and
it's
stuff.
subtle shit though, like the scene in Multiverse of Madness, right? But America Chavez's parents were holding hands or whatever, and they banned that shit in China,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
Well, to be fair, they banned No Way Home because they didn't want to take the Statue of Liberty either. China's just a bad place.
I don't say that. No,
Oh, my bad.
but what we call it,
Sorry,
I
China.
mean, it's just a lot of Disney is trying to move forward, and you can see that they're trying without shoving it in your face. You know what I mean? And good for Disney for making that step. I know people paint Disney as the bad guy and stuff, and thinking they're not LGBT supporters and shit like that. That the whole group or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot of those people that are like, nah, this shit's gross or whatever. But it's subtle. They kiss for 2 seconds and then boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm not sure. We can look it up, and we'll get back to you on our Twitter or something like that. I think the main character is gay or something like that. I'm telling you.
I think so, probably.
Yeah. So that's what I mean though. If they were fully pushing this movie out and they were
They should have backed it up 100%.
they should have. Wouldn't been this movie's coming out. Here's your representation. You know what I mean?
You know
Instead,
what? Yeah, because they had
they
that
stopped.
same problem.
They stopped marketing, and they were probably well, this will fly under the radar. See how it does. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
didn't Buzz was able to play in China because they cut out that 5 second scene where they kissed each other,
I think so.
and that's why it was able to play in China. So yeah, a lot of the Pixar team was coming out saying that they had a fight to keep it in there,
Yeah.
fight. So I mean, maybe it is Disney fucking up.
But I don't think no, it's just a lot of Disney's trying to get with the times and people aren't liking it, so it's a lot of pushback between the people that do want it, the people that don't want it.
That's
the
why we got Bob
employees.
Iger back.
Bob Iger will fix everything, hopefully.
Yeah, he's a very good leader.
But back to get off this heated topic about what you said about Disney movies failing. I don't think they're failing. You know what I mean? A lot of them feel very generic, but I don't think they're failing.
Well,
they just have to capture that lightning in the bottle again.
I think the thing is that streaming's hurting them. I feel like a lot of parents are like, you know what? I'm not gonna take them to a movie theater where they're gonna cry. You gotta pay all this money. Probably gonna bug people. I'd rather not. Let me just wait until it comes out on streaming. Now we'll just watch it as a family at home. I kind of feel like that's probably a big reason why. And with this one in particular, this one did not have the back. I agree with you 100%. The marketing was not there. I seen a couple trailers that were lackluster.
Yeah.
It didn't even get me hyped. The Mario movie, they fucked up Mario's voice, and that got me more hyped than this movie did. So I just think the marketing was bad on it, and it could be the whole the whole thing with gay characters within the movie. Hopefully that's not the case. I mean, just go. If it's subtle, it's subtle. I understand when it's shoving it in your face, but I think Disney and a lot of the movies have been kind of taming it. It's not so much in your face anymore. It's more subtle things. So don't knock it, guys. But what do you guys think? Did you guys watch Strange Worlds? It's flopping so hard, so probably not. If you guys wind up watching it, let me know how it is.
You know, I'll probably end up checking it out on Disney Plus whenever it decides to show up.
Yeah,
But like,
whenever I'm bored and don't have nothing else to watch.
yeah, but like, I don't know. It feels like this movie just suffered studio interference.
Marketing.
Well, that same shit. If Disney's the one that's like, no, you know what I mean? It's studio interference. Like,
I mean, they could have been, double teaming the box office, but Friendly Fire took over and Wakanda is champion. With that, we're moving on to the next topic: the slap. Not just the slap.
you're talking about the Oscar slap?
I'm talking about Will Smith and him thinking that the slap is gonna be an issue for his new movie, The Emancipation. And we seen the trailer for it. Okay, it's gonna be on Apple TV. It's gonna be coming out pretty soon. I have the exact quote right here via BuzzFeed. Will Smith says, "The only discomfort my heart has around that is that so many people have done spectacular work on this film," he said. "My hope is that my team isn't penalized at all for my actions." He praised a lot of the work, and then he said, I definitely lose a couple winks of sleep every night thinking that I could have potentially penalized my team." He said, "But I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that everyone gets seen in the light that they deserve." Apparently, he's been doing this even at the test screenings of the movie. He brings it up and, apologizes for it. We get it, Will Smith, you feel bad. Don't fucking slap comedians when they're making jokes. Okay, you sensitive ass motherfucker. Okay, I like Will. Okay, I like Big Willie. I don't like him. I just can't get behind him after the slap. Now, he does have a point. It's not just one person. He's a paid actor. I don't know if this movie was made before or after the slap. I'm not going to try to figure out the timeline for it. If they put out the movie, it looks good. I've seen the trailer. It looks good. It looks like they put a lot of heart into this movie. I am willing to give it the shot, even though he did slap Chris Rock. But he needs to stop trying to, how do you say it? Like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, guys," every single time. Like, we don't need that. Chris Rock is trying to move on, and you bringing it up and it coming up everywhere, in my opinion, is just gonna make shit a little bit worse every single time. But I don't know. Do you think that the slap is gonna be affecting this movie?
Well, we covered this in one of our last episodes. I can't remember which one, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, if a lot of people feel this critical about it, I imagine it would. I don't know. It just depends on people feel about it. Do people still care that you slapped him? I honestly forgot it happened already. You know what I mean? And he'll bring it up, like you said, and he'll try to apologize for it. It's time for him to just be like, you know what, it happened. I said my sorries. Push on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He shouldn't have to keep being like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Just watch this movie. You know what I mean? Stop playing victim, because at this point, it happened. Chris Rock, like you said, Chris Rock's trying to move on, and he's still dwelling on it. And we know, unfortunately, his career has taken a hit.
Yeah, and I think it has to do with the video that he put out, and a lot of people saying that it seemed scripted. It wasn't really real.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, what do we know what's real nowadays? I mean, and I was willing to take the apology, that apology. If he put that out and he was willing to, even if it was handwritten, how often do people actually write their own shit nowadays, right?
Yeah.
So even if it's not handwritten, as long as he took the time to put it out there, I think that he's good. But yeah, doing this and bringing that negative attention, if he would just promote the movie and just not talk about the slap altogether, people would move on. But you have that need to want to feel loved by everybody, which he was at one point. You know, nobody hated Big Willie. You feel
Yeah.
me? But now like I said, you slapped the comedian when he was making jokes. It's gonna be hard to bounce back from that. It's gonna be very hard.
Yeah.
But if he just keeps his mouth shut and just keeps pushing, he'd be good.
You know, I imagine it'll get over in no time, and then eventually it'll be like, oh shit, you know, he slapped him. We totally forgot about that. But like, again, it's only hurting him more that he's just apologizing for it to this day. Like the New Year's about to start, that shit happened what in like, oh shit, September? Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't even
It's not
remember.
that it's not that far away. September's not a far.
Like I don't know.
I think it was in August.
It's even further. No, but like that's what I mean. Like he just has to keep it pushing and like, and again, even back to the topic of the movie, how I feel again is like, yeah, he's just one guy. You know what I mean? See the movie. There's a bunch of actors and crew and stuff. Like I'm bigger now because I was part of shit back in high school where like the crew doesn't really get
a lot of
recognition. So like now that we recognize like cinematographers and directors, it is a little, helpful. We like, oh, yeah, this director, he's doing really good because now he's getting praise. It's not just actors, right? But now we're starting to recognize like the CGI workers, the makeup artists and people like that deserve recognition for that shit. Mm-hmm. So like it's not just one man, it's a whole crew of people coming together to make this movie.
Yeah.
And like if no matter how you feel about anyone, whether it's Will Smith or I'm gonna bring up Kanye, you know what I mean? Like it shouldn't have to fully stop your going to see a movie like with Aquaman and Mara. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if she's in it for 2 minutes or she's cut out entirely, we have to wait and see. But like again, that's not gonna stop me from seeing it because I do like Jason Momoa and I know a shit ton of people still worked on this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, it's just preference. But like I support supporting movies because whether it's one person you don't like or whatever, however you feel, you should just go see it because hella people still worked on it.
Yeah, and you have a point. But I hold grudges. So if if I would have known if he would have made this movie after the slap, I probably wouldn't have watched it, to be honest. Give it a buck. I don't want to kind of like how you say you don't want to listen to Kanye stuff because of the way that he was acting. I kind of felt like Will Smith did something really bad. So I kind of don't want to support too much until, he actually makes that, like I said, I would have taken the video, but he keeps bringing it up. Until he moves on, I'm not moving on. So I'll watch this movie. It looks really good. Like I said, the trailer made it look phenomenal. I literally was kind of like, how do you say? It was kind of twisting my stomach when I was watching it.
Yeah.
It's very sad. It looks like they're going to give out a good performance. So I will watch it when it comes out. It's going to be on Apple TV. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think the slap's going to be hurting not just this movie, but any movie he does in the future? Do you think, eventually we'll get over it? Let us know in the comments or at FilmBros Podcast on Twitter. Moving on to the next topic. My boy Tyler Perry, Amazon, like I said, Amazon's been on a roll, okay? Tyler Perry had just signed on to make a 4-movie deal with them.
More Madea? No.
I don't know if it's Madea, but...
More Madea.
It's probably more Madea.
Oh, my God.
It's probably more Madea. Hello.
That's fine. that might as well happen. I don't have a problem with the Madea movies. I find them funny, and if he's still willing to dress up and be that big-ass character, power to him.
4 movies? It's going to be a 4-movie...
It's the Madea-verse.
The Madea arc over there at Amazon Studios. They're going to put her up against Omni-Man. I'm telling you. Yeah, so a 4-movie picture deal. I like Tyler Perry. I like his work. Even when he doesn't make movies with Madea, I think, he does make a lot of heart touching movies. I know Julie's going to love this news because she loves his movie, so probably gonna have to watch it because of her. So
doesn't every movie of his have Madea in it?
No, not all of them.
I haven't seen all of his filmography, but like Like even
I've
in
seen it.
even in movies where it's
Oh
supposed to
God.
be, where it's supposed to be serious, like the Diary of a Mad Black Woman, she's in it. You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
even about her. It's not
Yeah.
even like Medea's in the title, but she's in it.
She's in a good chunk of them, but she's not in all of them. So, I mean, moderation helps. But
Okay.
I'm excited. I haven't heard of Tyler Perry in a minute. He's kind of kind of went incognito. So it's good to hear that he signed a little picture deal and now he's
Good for
gonna be
him.
making some
Good
movies.
for him.
So if you guys like Tyler Perry, you guys want more Medea, might be coming. Amazon.
Good for him and Amazon.
And for our final topic today, we're gonna be talking about my boo, Audrey Plaza. She is gonna be making her directorial debut.
Oh shit.
Yeah, she's gonna be making a movie pretty soon. She already has her production company, the Evil Hag Productions. She helped out with Emily the Criminal and Ingrid Goes West. That's actually a good movie, and Black Bear.
Mm-hmm.
I've only seen Ingrid Goes West. That was really good. If you haven't seen it, it's on Hulu. Check it out. But she's basically gonna make a family-friendly film. Doesn't have a title yet, but she basically says it's gonna be Hocus Pocus meets Beetlejuice, and that her goal is to basically be the female Tim Burton.
That's cool.
I think that she's kind of already there. I kind of feel like she's crazy enough to pull it off. Her production company says a lot, Evil Hag Productions. She's gonna be coming out in Agatha Harkness pretty down the road in a few months. So her getting busy and wanting to go down that road and actually not just be a producer but actually be in the director's chair and make a movie. I think that she has a good twisted mind to do that.
Good for her. That sounds dope, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds cool. I mean, Hocus Pocus means Beetlejuice. Sounds interesting.
It does.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
She said it's family friendly, so probably gonna be a PG-13 rating. Probably gonna be kind of like an Addams Family feel, probably too.
Yeah, I'd imagine it would. That's what I picture.
Yeah.
Was Beetlejuice? Beetlejuice was PG-13, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and that movie got
was
borderline
great.
pretty fucked. So like,
Yeah, that movie's great.
I imagine that's exactly how I imagine. Honestly, like Addams Family or Hocus Pocus or even again Beetlejuice. So like, yeah, this sounds dope. I can get behind this.
Yeah, I think Audrey Plaza is a good actress, and I feel like she does good when she does produce on certain movies, and even when she's in movies as just a side character, she's a presence. I go out of my way to watch her movies. She's really good.
Yeah, no,
and even when she plays crazy, it's good. So good for her. I'm happy that she's gonna be put in that director's chair. Hopefully we don't get in an Olivia Wilde situation. But good for her, Audrey Plaza. You do your thing. But with that, you know what? I did say it was the last topic, but actually this is gonna be the last topic. James Gunn's on Twitter again, guys. The prophet himself talking about DC.
Okay.
So he, we already know movies connected. All right, film universe. TV shows finna be connected to the film universe. Animation, okay. And now he's saying video games.
Holy shit.
Video games are going to be canon to the film universe, okay? So if you guys thought DC wasn't connected enough, James Gunn's about to remedy that 110% because you're not going to be able to escape the DCU. They're going to be in your movies, they're going to be on your TV, they're going to be in animation, and they're going to be in your video games. I think it's good. They're kind of going down Star Wars route, the whatever Star Wars game that they're making now, with Fallen Order, the new one that's coming out, Jedi Survivor.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be canon to the overall story within the Star Wars universe. So, I mean, I don't really have a problem with it. I like that he's, like I said, I like that he's being vocal on Twitter, but at this point, with everything that he's putting out there, bro, give us something, man. I need something besides these little announcements saying that he's connected to everything. I need announce a movie for me, or you know what I mean, do something. But I think it's great, at least to know that they're really going for this interconnectedness.
I don't know how to feel about this.
I like I said, I do like the interconnectedness.
Well,
The
yeah.
video games being interconnected is going to be a good thing. Do you think that do you think that we'll get DCU fatigue, kind of how people are getting Marvel fatigue?
Probably not. Not at first.
Not at first, no, no way.
But
We're not even fed now. I just want to get fed a little bit.
well, probably unless like Marvel fatigue for me feels like we're getting the same shit over and over, just different characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know they're trying to change the formula, but it isn't working out. We got 7 shows that we just reviewed, but like you should like they should switch the formula up because they haven't done it in 7 shows. I think if James Gunn is like, oh yeah, here's our movies, Superman directed by this guy, Batman directed by this guy, and whatever else, and they feel different in tone and direction and whatever,
Mm-hmm.
then it's all fresh every time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think you can get fatigue if it's like that. I think if it's generic MCU shit where it's like
Over and over and over, the
over
same
and over
formula.
same formula, that causes fatigue.
Yeah.
Video games, I don't even think I've never heard of getting fatigued from video games. Everyone loves video games nowadays. So
That's true.
like the only thing I can really think that comes negative with that is not every character can be a video game character.
That's true.
Like you can make a Flash one. People say you can't make a Superman one, but I think you can. We
People
have
say you can't make a Flash one.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, people are like, oh yeah, no.
We
you can make
have
a
we
Flash one.
have hella Batman games, so we know you can make one.
Batman's fucking everywhere, bro.
Like you can I can imagine a Green Lantern game.
That'd be cool.
I can imagine Green Arrow, Black Canary like combined game, Static Shock, Teen Titans game. But like no one's gonna really play a game about Plastic Man,
Yeah.
Mr. Terrific. Unfortunately, even though he's dope, um, people like that. Not every character deserves a game. I think.
I think that I think with this one the interconnectedness is gonna be very key. Is gonna be if they're gonna do it, is it gonna be, we're gonna just for example, nothing's confirmed. Henry Cavill on screen, is it gonna be Henry Cavill on the video game? You know what I mean? Is it gonna be money to have to deal with having to put his face on it, or is it going to be completely different within the larger kind of like how Jedi Order is? You know what I mean? They find a totally random Jedi to put in there and follow his story there. I don't think that they can put well known and have major impact within the DCU when it comes to what I mean, when it comes to video games, because those repercussions. You're not gonna tell your fan base you gotta go play this video game in order to know what's gonna happen in the movie.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. I guess that's another way to look at it too, because it is a lot of introducing characters. So like you can say they're doing a Teen Titans game, set up the film or whatever. So like we don't have a Robin yet. Get the actor that you're gonna choose for Robin and everyone else, and whether Robin is the only playable character, or you get to play as the rest of the team. It's whatever they do. That's just an idea, but like that's how I would imagine it. Like how they do the dude that plays him, Cal Kestis. He's an actual actor. And like whenever they decide to release him on the live action, we'll be like, hey, that's Cal Kestis from the game. And then we could be like, oh, that's Robin from the game. Like, we know the actor. He played him. Like,
Got
that's
you.
the only way, I guess, now that you mention it, I could picture that way, too.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that, too. I agree with that one. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think it's a good thing that they're going as far as video games. I know Marvel hasn't done that yet, right? I
No,
think
they're still trying to do this whole video game universe.
they're trying to do
I
this
think.
whole animation. Yeah, I think Sony's gonna be making, or at least the Marvel with Spider Man and Wolverine's supposed to come out and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
it's on.
But it's not interconnected with the MCU.
Yeah, no,
So
no.
don't think that. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think it's gonna be good? James Gunn has been very vocal on Twitter. Like I said, he's giving out a lot of little tiny tidbits of information, but not enough to be like, hey, you're fed until we can give you another piece, But yeah, with any, if you guys got any thoughts, there's something that you guys probably heard that we're not talking about on this podcast, and you guys want us to talk about it, a movie you guys want us to review, where can they let us know, Josh?
On Twitter and TikTok at FilmBros Podcast. And if you want to find our other episodes without seeing our faces, we are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts at FilmBros Podcast. And if you want to see our faces, our YouTube, which means you're already here. So like, subscribe, and leave a comment about what we should do next.
Yeah, we want that interaction.
Exactly.
But with that, that's gonna be the end of the pod, and we will see you guys on the next one.
Talk to you guys later.
Later.